Yeah, so my name's Gareth Owen. We farm in East Leicestershire in England. We're predominantly sheep, our main enterprise. We lamb 1,600 ewes with an emphasis on producing finished lambs off grass for an on-farm butchery that my brother runs.
Yep. And when did you first contact ProWay and sort of talk me through the process about how you've dealt with ProWay?
So we first contacted ProWay back in 2015, probably then when we first spoke to you. My brother-in-law farms in Australia and he was just installing a set of ProWay yards, and half in jest I asked him to ask ProWay if they'd send something over to the UK, thinking the answer would be no, and they said yes. We were actually over there visiting that Christmas, and we went and spent a few days up in Wagga looking at yards. By the time we got back in January 2016, it became evident that it was a realistic proposition, and things moved relatively quickly from there. And yeah, we've ended up with a set of yards in the UK which have worked really well for us. Greatly improved efficiencies, especially the bulk handler, and something that we just simply wouldn't want to live without now.
What were the driving factors behind behind the decision to get yards and the investment that you obviously did here?
Oh, we put a purpose-built sheep shed up in 2011 and left this space for specifically for a set of sheep yards. We sort of struggled to find anyone to design something to sort of meet our requirements. We'd got a 6-way drafting racewell, and we wanted really something to be built around that to facilitate the use of that, and really, I suppose, struggled to find someone to build something of the quality we wanted in the UK. I suppose with family using ProWay, it was just a natural progression.
Yep. Have you been able to measure how having these yards installed affected your business profitability, and has that sort of translated into other sort of positives that you sort of didn't maybe think of when you first did it?
Oh, no doubt. I mean, I suppose it's difficult to put a definite figure on that, but before the yards, I mean, we've got a set of Prattley yards. We'd be using them in the sheds for a lot of routine sheep work. There was always the hassle of having to set something up, especially when we were penning sheep up in feed passages. You've got to take it all down at the end of the day, clean up before you could feed. So inevitably there was always that sort of reluctancy to do a job. There's absolutely no doubt once you've got a set of fixed yards, doing work with stock is just simple, and there's no hesitation in getting them in and getting the job done. You can actually focus time on doing the job you need to do rather than having to assemble, build things to facilitate doing that job. So, a massive time saving. There's no doubt that the jobs you're doing are carried out more efficiently within the yards than we would have ever done beforehand. So, yeah, undoubtedly there's cost savings, without putting a figure on that time, but it's a massive saving. And I suppose the real thing with the yards, a lot of people ask me about that investment on day one. Ultimately, they're a long-term investment. You're building a quality, buying a quality product that's going to outsee my life and hopefully our children's as well. So it's not a short-term benefit; it's a long-term investment for a long-term gain. So.
ProWay are working with O'Donovan's on the project in Ireland for the sheep housing, and the ProWay yards are going side by side. ProWay and O'Donovan's are looking to work together in the UK and Europe on future projects together. O'Donovan's have got a great name for the quality of products and their quality of build, and we share a lot of the same beliefs at ProWay, the quality of engineering and efficiency of use, labour efficiency, stock safety and ease of use. So we see a good future between the two companies.